Hello, Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix, Silverstone race reaction, holy shit. One of the most boring races, and the last 3 laps was absolute madness, punctures galore. I thought Lewis Hamilton had lost the race, it was carnage. Bottas gets a puncture, Sainz gets a puncture, Hamilton gets a puncture, Max pitted. I mean, just think, if Max didn't pit, he would have won the race, but you never know, he could have had a puncture as well. Before the race, we saw the racism show, much improved this time, so well done to Formula 1, they actually got it right. Hulkenberg, he's in for Sergio Perez, he didn't even get to do the race, heartbreak for the German. Magnussen and Albon touch, Albon got a 5-second penalty for it, Magnussen went steaming off into the gravel. 2 into 1 in that corner doesn't go, Albon got the blame. I feel for Sebastian Vettel, running round in 10th, 11th, he's got no pace compared to his teammate. It's almost like Ferrari have sabotaged his car. Kvyat then has a huge crash going into Maggots and Beckett's, and the safety of Formula 1 is immaculate. That he can walk away from that crash without any injury. I mean, did his tyre go down? We've seen tyre failures in 2013, it's a high-speed circuit is Silverstone. Safety car came out, everyone pitted. Now, they were trying to push the tyres a long distance. Kvyat crashed, so everyone pitted. Safety car had led the most laps of the race. Albon got a 5-second penalty. Very poor race though. It needed some action. I mean, it was terrible for Silverstone. Really poor. I mean, you can't... The only excitement was the last couple of laps. Giovinazzi gets a 5-second penalty. Safety car infringement. Grosjean defending, got a black and white flag, it was very questionable. He did a dirty move on Sainz and Ricciardo. Kimi breaks his front wing, and then the chaos comes. Bottas gets a puncture, doesn't even finish in the points, so Hamilton gains so many points. Sainz gets a puncture. Hamilton gets a puncture on the last lap. Max was on fresh tyres, I thought he'd lost the British Grand Prix. Oh, it was crazy. Fastest lap, Max. Race rating, I'll have to give it 1 out of 10. It was absolutely shocking till the punctures happened. Not good enough for Silverstone, that. And they're going softer on the tyres. They'll have to re-evaluate that because they'll probably have to keep these tyres. We shouldn't be seeing punctures like that. But they went longer because of the safety car. Silverstone race reaction, Hamilton wins a Borefest, punctures galore. Lewis Hamilton wins his 7th Silverstone race, 25 points on Bottas, gets a puncture at the end. Oh, I thought he'd lost the race. Max P2, I mean, he was in 3rd the whole race and he nearly ends up winning the race. And maybe Red Bull should have stayed out and gambled. They would have won the race in hindsight. Leclerc gets P3, he's got no pace and he finishes on the podium. He had a great weekend compared to Vettel. Ricciardo P4 benefits from the punctures. Renault's best weekend. Norris P5. Ocon P6. That's his best result since he returned to the sport. Gasly P7. He always goes well at Silverstone. Albon P8 had a shocking weekend. Crashed in practice. Qualified P12. Contact with Magnussen, he did a good fight back to be fair. Stroll, 9th, can't believe that, I thought Racing Point would be the 2nd best team. Sebastian Vettel P10, had no pace all weekend. Crazy to see him running round in 10th. Bottas 11th, puncture, he gets no points and Hamilton gains 25 points on him. That's an absolute heartbreak disaster for Bottas. Giovinazzi 12th, Russell 13th for his home race. Sainz only gets 14th after his puncture. 15th, Latifi had a better weekend. Grosjean 16th, went on a different strategy, didn't work. And Kimi Räikkönen's last. He was horrendous, Räikkönen. Silverstone 2020 race reaction. That won't be remembered as a classic, but it'll be remembered for Hamilton nearly losing the race. Punctures galore. We saw it in 2013. Punctures. And it reminded me of that. Bottas's tyre went down, Sainz's tyre went down, Hamilton should have pitted on the last lap, there's no question. Max pitted, Hamilton had a 34-second lead, he should have pitted. They took a gamble and it backfired. And Hamilton only just won the race because Max literally took nearly 30 seconds out of him. Hamilton going round with a puncture. Now, I wonder if it'll get investigated, Hamilton driving round with a puncture, because I suppose he couldn't have done anything about it because it was the last lap, but of course a lot of debris will have been left on the circuit. But Lewis Hamilton, that is massive for the championship. I mean, he dominates Silverstone. It was a comfortable race till the last lap. He gets a puncture, but he's just extended massive lead on Bottas. Great for the championship for a Hamilton fan. Driver of the day, there's a lot. Leclerc getting a podium, Danny Rick, Ocon. I think I'm going to give it Esteban Ocon. He had his best result since he returned. Qualifying reaction, race reaction, join me for driver ratings for the British Grand Prix. An absolute snooze fest. And then we get punctures galore. Hamilton wins. Get in there, Lewis. Oh, that was tense at the end. I thought he'd lost it.